This one says grief and depression. I know with grief, it can it leads to depression, right? Same with like anger, grieving and anger. Like I see it's a pattern. You kind of go through these stages. And I don't think anyone can tell you that like this stage is going to last 3 weeks.
Right.
This one then look to be angry after that stage. Like, no, like it might play out over a 2-year stretch. Right?
And you find yourself, I think these are all sound like all stages of fear too, totally. in some respect, even grief, of just the fear of the loss, the fear of, what's next, the fear of the unknown of what's happened. So maybe a good habit is to look to God, because he doesn't give us fear. So how do we look to the source of these things? I mean, it's okay to, of course, grieve or be angry or feel bad, but to acknowledge the source,
right,
I think is an important habit to cultivate. That's easier said than done.
Sure.
First one, to recognize that you're even angry or maybe carrying resentment on the scale of fear that you're currently operating on. How do you move the needle in a direction that's helpful?
Right.
Guess.
And I know too, I'm just thinking with how I've handled some of my grief and, with these stages, you might not feel angry. I don't feel like I'm an angry person, but it comes out as anger, right? It comes out like me getting upset with the kids for doing something wrong. It comes out in these different forms where you're like, no, I'm not an angry person. I don't think anyone would describe me as an angry person. There are times where I feel angry and I kind of get now that like, oh, it's not me. It's like, this is part of something I'm going through. I may be taking out on my child at that time or something, but no, it's not about him spilling the milk. I'm finding, I'm upset because I lost someone or, and this is now how I'm showing it.
Yes.
And that sucks to control those emotions or not have control of those emotions, right?
They sneak up on you like that when they're affecting other people.
Right. And you don't know when you're in it that, this is just part of this grief journey that I'm going on, right? But how do you recognize that in this moment, that's what it is, right? Why am I getting upset about milk?
But I think the turning point might be when you ask that question anyways, is like, why is this upsetting me right now? Or why is whatever the kids are doing, why am I so irritated?
Yes. So I know that there's something else there that is being triggered.
Right.
Yeah.